Bit of an odd aspect ratio on the wargames, this DVD pressing. I don't fancy really upgrading it. I kind of like the aspect ratio, even though you got adjustable. Even though I've got the all direction down there, but as it appears, I think so I kind of adjusted it, kind of like say pretend the OLED is. Pretend the OLED is like a 70mm screen size, you know what I mean? And just kind of just shrink it down a little bit. So is this one there, isn't it? So, yeah, so just want to usually keep it about the same thickness as the vertical for a 185 to scope. And so keep the black bars down the side. So keep it centralised, because that's how it's usually projected cinema. Widescreen aspect ratio, and then you got scope, and then you got 70. Well, actually, you got Academy ratio, which would be a little bit more smaller, and then you got widescreen, and then you got scope, and then 70mm Academy ratio, unless you're running a very rare movie today. Just kind of bring it in. I think about there is about right. I think. I've used the other setting preset, like 16:9 mode, which is automatic. It kind of puts it down that size. But I think the black bars at the top, I don't know, I think it might be just a little bit, but it does look kind of okayish. There's nothing wrong with it. So it should be centralised. I think all aspect ratios should be made so that go to original. There's no difference there much. 4:3, obviously it's squashing it in a little bit more. Almost like Academy ratio. But it should be a little bit less on the vertical, I think. Look at it like that. That's the same height. But it should be a little bit more, because Academy ratio is very small. There's nothing really much wrong with the colour on it. The picture itself looks okay. Actually, when I saw Wargames, I saw it at the Gaumont Odeon screen number 2 downstairs when it was still its original screen. Didn't play. It would have looked good in cinema. It would have looked good if this was in screen 1, which would have been on the Cinerama curved screen. But even still, both had overhead surround. Screen 1 exclusive overhead surround, and screen number 2 left half, right half surround configuration with 6 strategically spread out overhead surrounds. So it was immersive storytelling, if you know what I mean. Still haven't got that other thing wired up. wire up that what's it? Come on, Bear.
I've just been very worried about you guys. The roads must be a bear, huh? What roads?
Visibility.
Visibility? Bullshit. You guys haven't been on time for the last 6 months.
Well, I wrote you guys up in the logbook.
Yeah, you're a prince, Bevan.
Good night, gentlemen.
Well, I like the sound of that door on the subways, on the LFE, or the baby boom.
So, that was like Sensimilla, right?
Sensimilla. This grass made Thai stick taste like oregano. Lay it out flat, man.
Got a red light, sir.
What up?
Number 8, warhead alarm.
Give a thump with your finger. Alarm reset.
This is Dropkick with a Red Dash Alpha message in 2 parts. Break. Red Dash Alpha.
Stand by to
Red
copy
Dash
message.
Alpha.
Staying by.
Romeo, Oscar, November, Charlie, Tango, Lima, Alpha. Authentication 22040 Delta Lima.
I have a valid message. Stand by to authenticate.
I agree with authentication also, sir.
I like all the detail and the sound editing. The sound design, the mixing, Dolby stereo. I like all the little nuances and the details, and you hear forward sounds, and then you hear slight spit sound, like other sounds in the slight background of the foreground sound that just sounded, and then little, oh yeah. The reproduction on JBL cinema speakers is in THX sound system here, pure class. Oh, even those little sounds, like when he's just about walking, the Foley there.
I agree with authentication also, sir.
Just before he sits down, I hear a little kind of like wetty, kind of like pingy, echoey sounds in the mix. The room would be kind of reflective in a way, in a sense, because it's all, no carpet on the floor. all the off-screen sounds.
Enter launch code.
Stage left, right.
Entering launch code.
Launch order confirmed.
Holy shit. Target selection complete. Time on target sequence complete. Yield selection complete.
Begin countdown. T-minus 60.
All right, let's do it. Insert launch key.
Stand by. Launch key inserted.
Roger.
Target selection complete. Time on target sequence complete. Yield selection complete.
Begin countdown. T-minus 60.
All right, let's do it. Insert launch key.
Stand by. Launch key inserted.
Roger. On my mark. Rotate launch key to set. 3, 2, 1. Mark.
T-minus 50.
Wow.
Target selection complete. Time on target sequence complete.
Launch order confirmed.
Holy shit. Target selection complete. Time on target sequence complete. Yield selection complete.
Begin countdown. T-minus 60.
All right, let's do it. Insert launch key.
Stand by. Launch key inserted.
Roger. On my mark. Rotate launch key to set. 3, 2, 1. Mark.
T-minus 50.
Roger, that's set.
Wow.
Roger, that's set.
Oh, the score's pretty chilling. It's kind of good score, that, because it kind of has this kind of I don't know, military type with a kind of chilliness as well. But, you know, when you first see the movie first time, the reaction was like, oh gosh, because, you know, this was still set around the Cold War period.
Roger, that's set.
Wow. And surrounds on their own.
Sir,
T-minus 40.
enable missiles.
Because if I want to give it a kind of 70mm look, you know, like, because I always said it, these 16:9 screens are the wrong shape. They're just the wrong shape. I mean, you know, there's not much you can do with them, you know. A video projector screen now, even though it's a 16:9 screen, the video screen, the video projector screen, I can always, you know, make it, you know, mask it. That's not a big deal. You can always mask the OLED, especially when it's a Christopher Nolan movie with all that fake IMAX, LIMAX, switching on and off all the time, bloody annoying, visually distracting, doesn't serve any purpose, point whatsoever to the story other than visual bloody distraction. You might as well just stuck a strobe light on the bloody movie and had that flickering in your eyes constantly for 2.5 hours, and then you'd have bloody eye strain. But it's not a bad transfer. It's a good transfer. This good transfer for the DVD. I'm not interested in buying the 4K. What? It's just the same sound mix, you know. Don't need a 4K. I can see it perfect. I can see it perfectly.
That's not the correct procedure.
Screw the procedure. I want somebody on the goddamn phone before I kill 20 million people.
T-minus 20.
I got nothing here. They might have been knocked out already.
Right. On my mark, rotate launch keys to launch.
Roger, ready to go to launch.
14.
13, 12, 11.
7. 6. 5.
Sir, we have a put your hand on the key, sir.
1. Launch.
Sir, we are at launch. Turn your key. Sorry, I'm so sorry. Turn your key, sir.
Oh, that's good. And then, of course, I just heard the sound of the horn on the truck. Like you think, God, you think, wow, it's getting serious in that. It's getting really serious and scary. You got people down there, probably have a consciousness, a soul. There's one that's just losing it and following orders. And yeah, what's the point? Bloody hell, you shoot him. You can't launch those missiles. How are you going to launch them then now? You've got to turn them simultaneous. Yeah, so it's pointless. Like the oscilloscope there.
This corn is raw.
I know, isn't it wonderful? It's so crisp.
Of course it's crisp. It's raw.
No, it's terrific. You can just taste the vitamin A and D in here. It's great.
This corn is raw. This corn is raw. This corn is raw.
Crisp.
Of course it's crisp. It's raw.
No, it's terrific.
Doesn't identify itself. Huh. Try anything.
Connection terminated. How rude.
I'll ask you for help.
Can you do that?
Yeah, on some systems. So the more complicated they are, the more they have to help you out.
Now what?
Help
Games.
games.
Games refers to models, simulations, and games which have tactical
That must
and
be them.
strategic applications. What does that mean?
I don't know, but that's gotta be them. Oh my God.
I remember once he was really sick and we thought he was...
What was his name?
My father?
No. Falcon's kid.
Joshua.
Can't be that simple. Wow. We got something.
Now we play a game.
Oh.
I think I missed him.
Yeah. Weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
Love to. How about global thermonuclear war?
Wouldn't you prefer a good game of chess?
I have 7. Correction, 8. That's 8 red birds, 2 degrees past apogee.
Better get the old man down here.
News has continuous radar tracking on inbounds. Confidence is high. I repeat, confidence is high.
Zach, this is Crystal Palace. Ignorad.
I like the slit lens diopter, which is down down the middle, roughly round about here. Or actually, it's a little bit more about there, down there. So you see a slight little thing there around where the thing with where he's got the microphone there and such, and yeah. So this side over here is in focus, and then the screen here in the background, which is a bit further back. Normally with any camera lens and such, it would be slightly out of focus. So it's a slit lens there, diopter.
Scramble all alert aircraft.
I repeat, scramble all alert aircraft.
Yes, sir. Mr. President,
Station 7, full power status.
exactly what it is, sir. I'll get back to you as soon as I know.
Reconfirm.
What's happening, Joe?
General Beam using Coverdane now report negative confirmation on all of inbound tracking.
Get on the sack. Tell him to hold steady.
How it happened, but someone on the outside fed an attack simulation into the Matrix simulation.
Conley, take us off full alert. Hold at DEFCON 4 till we find out exactly what in the hell's happening here. Where?
Seattle, Washington. Shut it down.
Somebody's playing a game with us.
3.5 minutes last
I'm
night,
so
the
proud
defense
of
forces
you.
of the United States went on a full-scale nuclear alert,
How many months
believing
have you
that the
been on
Soviet
United
Union had
States?
launched a surprise missile attack. A Pentagon spokesman places blame for the error on a computer malfunction, emphasizing that the problem has been corrected. For more on the story, let's go live via satellite to Washington, D.C. And News 4's Tim Hillard.
Well, that's
Arrow
your
to the
fault.
giant mountain in Colorado
Yeah.
is the Center for NORAD. North
Wow.
Greetings, Professor Falcon.
Oh my God. Incorrect identification. I am not Vulcan. Vulcan is dead.
Sorry to hear that, Professor. Yesterday's game was interrupted, although primary goal has not yet been achieved. Solution is near. Game time elapsed 31 hours, 12 minutes, 50 seconds. Estimated time remaining 52 hours, 17 minutes, 10 seconds.
What is the primary goal?
You should know, Professor. You programmed me.
Oh, come on. What is the primary goal?
To win the game.
This rather large room here is the command center for NORAD. No picture taking. These screens you see in front of you connected to our satellites and missile tracking stations throughout the country. This is the commander's desk. Colonel Conley's in charge. Colonel Conley, would you mind relinquishing your command, sir? Miss Dita, would you come forward and sit in this rather important chair? These buttons you see here and switches are connected with the Strategic Air Command, missile launching stations, etc., and other things that are classified. Miss Dita, would you press this button right here, please? The red one.
The one in the middle.
Yes, ma'am, the one in the middle.
Oh my God, that's the wrong one, Miss Kitty. That's a joke. You didn't blow up anything. Look what you did do.
Distinguished visitors from Birmingham. You know,
Serious penetration into a Whopper execution order file.
What the hell is he saying? Let's have it in English.
I'll give it to you in English. Somebody got into Mr. McKittrick's well-known system and stole the codes that'll launch our missile. That right, Mr. McKittrick?
There's no cause for alarm. The system won't accept the launch code unless we're DEFCON 1. I can change those codes in less than an hour. Well, who did this? I think the kid's gotta be working with somebody on the outside.
I don't know what they're up to, but I sure as hell don't want our bombers on the ground when it happens. Take us to DEFCON 3 and get Sack on the line. Where are you?
Sir.
Oh, give me an update on those subs. I want to know what those bastards are up to.
Yes, sir.
We have a launch detection. We have a Soviet launch detection.
Emus, confirmed a massive attack.
That's a warning, no malfunction.
Confidence is high. I repeat, confidence is high.
Cobra Data, this is an exercise.
Negative, this is not an exercise.
General, DBS is
Striking 300 inbound Soviet ICBMs.
Tell me this is one of your simulations, Mr. McKittrick. All right. Flush the bombers, get the subs in launch mode. We are at DEFCON 1.
DEFCON 1.
Major Lamb, give me a report on the Whopper.
Whopper is putting our losses at 85 to 95% of the strategic forces.
What does Whopper recommend, Mr. McKittrick?
Full-scale retaliatory strike.
I need some machine to tell me that.
President's on his way to Andrews to join Airborne Command, so we have to give launch option.
Shaft lock sealed. All units confirm weapons targeted and ready, awaiting launch codes.
I don't know what you think you can do here, Stephen.
John, good to see you. You see, the wife still picks your ties.
What has this kid been telling you?
How far's it gone?
The president's about ready to order a counterstrike. That's what we're recommending you do.
It's a bluff, John. Call it off.
No, it's not a bluff. It's real.
Hello, General Barringer. Stephen Falcon.
Mr. Falcon, you picked a hell of a day for a visit.
General, what you see on these screens up here is a fantasy, a computer-enhanced hallucination. Those blips are not real missiles, they're phantoms.
Jack, there's nothing to indicate a simulation at all. Everything's working perfectly.
But does it make any sense?
Does what make any sense?
That.
Look, I don't have time for a conversation right now.
General, are you prepared to destroy the enemy?
You betcha.
Do you think they know that?
I believe we've made that clear enough.
Then don't. Tell the president to ride out the attack.
Sir, they need a decision.
General, do you really believe that the enemy would attack without provocation, using so many missiles, bombers, and subs, so that we would have no choice but to totally annihilate them?
1 minute and 30 seconds to impact.
General, you are listening to a machine. Do the world a favor and don't act like one.
Ten.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
1. Impact.
Wow.
Crystal Palace, you still on? This is Crystal Palace, you still on? Anyone there?
That's affirmative, sir. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
1. Impact.
Crystal Palace, you still on? This is Crystal Palace, you still on? Anyone there?
I tried that. Don't you think I would have tried that?
What are those? Those are launch codes.
What are they for?
Joshua's trying to find the right code so he can launch the missiles himself.
The computers in the silos will carry out their last instructions they've launched.
Well, can we disarm the missiles?
Over 1,000 of them. There's no time. At this rate, it'll hit the launch codes in 5.3 minutes.
Mr. McKittrick, after very careful consideration, sir, I've come to the conclusion that your new defense system sucks.
I don't have to take that, you pig-eyed sack of shit.
No, I was hoping for something a little better than that from you, sir, a man of your education.
General.
To go through this thing after all. Yes, sir.
You've got one. When you get...
John, let's get you to take one.
That's too risky. It might smash the system.
How'd the kid get in? Through the back door?
We took it out.
Can we invade the deep logic?
You keep hitting a damn firewall.
Wants to play a game, then play it. Have it list games.
Stephen, for Christ's sake.
No, let him. He's played it before.
He can hardly do worse than you have, John.
2 numbers.
God damn it, I'd piss on a spark plug if I thought it'd do any good. Let the boy in there, Major.
List games. Chess.
Three numbers locked in.
Poker.
Security system's not gonna let anything through.
Global thermonuclear war.
Stephen, for Christ's sake, do something.
Wow.
Greetings, Professor Falcon.
Hello. Joshua?
Strange game. The only winning move is not to play. How about a nice game of chess?
Colonel Conley, take us to DEFCON 5. Yes, sir.
Damn, the Whopper's not letting me back in. I keep getting this. Oh dear, you can't. What the heck? There's some discs you can just skip through. Skip all through that, and then I get back to the menu. I can't even get help on, bring the screen up and force it to go to top menu or main menu. It's not letting me back in the system. Now it gets back to the no. Okay.
Secret hideout where they've got an underground missile silo.
Yeah, I remember we wrote it as a farmhouse, but I do like the touch that you actually furnished the interior of the farmhouse.
Yep, well, it's a good cover. I mean, it's a complete cover.
Just in case someone happened by.
Now, that was Michael Madsen's first day in the movies?
Right here. He had never been in the movie business before. He had just come out from Chicago, and he asked me after we did a couple of these shots, he said, "Do I get paid for today?"
Of course, you told him no.
No. I said, "Turn your check over to me." So it's a real treat to see him show up in, Thelma and Louise and Reservoir Dogs and so many pictures.
Now let's get into these drug references. That wasn't us, was it, Larry?
I'm sorry, Wilbur?
I think that was another writer who brought in the marijuana reference.
Yes, I think that was Wally Green.
And all this you had to build, right?
All of this we built on one of the stages at MGM and done on an economy because this was, a very inexpensive picture done for $12 million all in. And believe it or not, that big heavy door we see behind these guys is really all just masonite, hollow masonite. And it's a sound effect stuck in to make it sound substantial.
I always loved the sound on this movie. I think they did a great job.
Yeah, the guys got an Academy Award nomination for their sound. Well, you guys got an Academy Award nomination for the writing. But they made a really powerful sounding movie, to give it the kind of size and scope that the subject matter demanded.
Larry, do you remember, I'm just recalling now, talking about the scene when we first wrote it, that we wanted the older guy to be the one, the supposedly experienced missile commander to be the one who actually questions the order.
Right.
As opposed to the young guy who's never dealt with what war really is, just would follow the order to incinerate 20 million people with the turn of a key.
Yeah, you can see, I mean, these guys are, I trained them with a really nice videotape we found from 60 Minutes that had been able to document what these missile commanders do and all the security. And these guys are just trained to within an inch of their life, and obviously the thought that this guy is going to bulk at the key moment where he's going to have to kill maybe thousands of people, and the young guy, doesn't know any better.
Yeah, and it's great, John. The way you really get into the procedure, it's like a train that is going that nothing's going to stop, so that when the human actor in it, this man here, can't go through with it, it's all the more stunning. I think that has to do with the fact that you really dealt with the details of the procedure really, really accurately.
Yeah, it's actually it's quite spooky to watch these guys trained and in the mode they become almost like machines.
Love the detail of gently, the little sign up there.
Yes. Yeah, and you can see this actor here with the perspiration is just coming down his face, and he's getting more increasingly nervous.
Now this is a miniature, right?
These are all miniatures. Right. I'd say about 12 feet tall at the most.
Wow.
Now
you can't.
I saw these, by the way, some
now.
clips from wargames and this used in a TV show the other day.
What, you mean like stock footage?
Yeah.
Great.
Probably so. We had a ton of it. You always do.
Now, I remember as a novice writer thinking when you were seeing the cut, and I saw that you put in these miniatures, I remember thinking on a very literal level, well, wait, if this was a test, they wouldn't actually start fueling the missiles. But it's one of those tiny cheats that the audience doesn't care about, and it actually just added to the tension of the sequence?
Yes. Yes, and it starts to actually prepare you for what we're going to see at the end of the movie.
Exactly. Right. You want to establish those missiles so that when you come to them at the end, they aren't introduced as new elements.
Yes. And just add to the reality of what these guys are going through, that they're not just in a room by themselves.
It's a pretty good miniature.
Yeah, this was done by the DreamQuest miniature builders.
Can't beat practical models.
It's amazing what you can do with liquid nitrogen.
Of course, this also doesn't make logical sense, since if he kills the guy, he won't have another one to turn the key.
Exactly.
Yeah, we were aware of that one.
Yes. I mean, he's just hoping to intimidate him into doing his job, I suppose.
Yeah, it's a great moment.
Yeah. Well, nobody said these guys were all rocket scientists.